Hello guys, it's such a wonderful time again, and we're about to explore a very important video. In fact, it trended all through last week, right? And it's been trending for some weeks now about a female senator that was suspended after reporting sexual harassment, right? A female senator that was suspended after reporting sexual harassment. Of course, you should know the story if you're very conversant with trending issues. And of course, our own super mom and Adeola is the one. Adeola Fayehun is the one that's really made this video, and I'm reacting to it. So let's dive deep into it without much ado.
Guys, so it has become obvious, very obvious, that there's not much honor among our honorable lawmakers in Nigeria, seeing as they suspended a female senator who accused the Senate President of sexual harassment and abuse of power. Please watch this video till the end, because I strongly believe that they are trying to distract us and shift our attention away from something that is very important. By the way,
yes guys, so truly this is just the truth. These guys are just trying to shift our attention, right? Because there's no reason why this woman will file a report and a complaint for something that is very serious, but they just treated it with kids gloves, right? I was even surprised with the way they said they came up with investigation and all that, and nothing ever happened.
She submitted a petition to the Senate in regards to this. The Senate Committee on Ethics said that the petition was dead on arrival because she signed the petition.
The petition she presented today is actually dead on arrival. No senator may present to the Senate a petition signed by him or herself.
And just like that, without doing any investigation on her allegations, they threw it out the window. And the very next day, the same Senate President accused of harassing her was the one that pronounced her suspension for 6 months. 6 months. Not just that, by the way, no salary or allowances in that 6 months, even though every senator that has ever been suspended in the past received their salary. They are also locking up her office. She's not allowed to be seen anywhere near the National Assembly in that 6 months. They are taking away her security details, and because they are also taking away all properties that she received upon becoming a lawmaker, I'm guessing they are taking away her official vehicles as well, and so on and so forth. And on top of all of that, they say that she's not allowed to introduce herself as a senator anywhere in the world for the next 6 months. Wow, guys, you cannot make this up. First of all, guys, in a sane country, this Senate President will step down pending investigation on such a case. No, so, but again, this is Nigeria, where the accused is also the judge and jury over his own case. Now,
and that's where we have a very big issue. The man accused of everything was the same person that presided over her case and declared, in fact, that prosecuted her, declaring 6 months of suspension on her, and with no pay whatsoever, which is the first time this is actually happening, and it just keeps everyone baffled. Like, how did they even arrive at this? How did this come to be? And why this time? Why at this moment? Why is it so right now? Could this be that this is what is enshrined by the law, or somebody is just trying to make it up?
Whether you believe Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan or not, I hope that you guys paid attention to what Senator Akpabio did on the day that she was suspended. Before I played the video, I was shocked that no lawmaker challenged the notion to suspend Senator Akpoti Uduaghan, not even the female lawmakers.
That the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023.
Those in support of prayer one say aye. Aye. Those against say nay.
I truly believe that not all of them are for the suspension, but not one person was bold enough to stand against the Senate President. That's sad. That's really sad, and that says a lot about our National Assembly. I do not think that we have any independent mind amongst them. I mean, it's like a court. They all have to sleep and face one direction. I don't think we have anybody that...
Sincerely speaking, this is just the whole truth and reality. They're scared. No one is bold enough to come out and declare that this is not according to the law. It's not as enshrined by the law. In fact, there was practically no voice whatsoever. And I know that some people still had objections about that particular ruling, but they had to all keep quiet because there was no voice there.
Can challenge the leadership of the Senate, even though they are supposed to be colleagues. Have you guys seen how senators in other African countries relate, how they would debate back and forth on pressing issues? Not this one, so they have no lever. And if one of them tries to find his or her voice, they try to shut it down. This is not the first time. We have other examples, but we don't have time today. So let's watch that video. Let's see what Akpabio did that day. After he said that the suspended senator must write an apology letter before they would reinstate her, he then acted like he had a hearing problem.
For the Senate to consider lifting this suspension or reducing the tenure of the suspension, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration by the Nigerian Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay.
I followed this particular hearing sequentially, and that was exactly what happened. In fact, I remember pointing it out to somebody close by. I told him, I said, is it that our Senate President did not really hear the nays or what? He just wanted to act what he wanted to act out. He said nay, and the nay was louder, but he still went for the yea, right? For those that said yes, rather. And in fact, it was so appalling. The state of the nation right now is unbelievable.
I don't think, as a landlord of the Senate, I don't think they heard what I read. So let me just repeat for clarity. Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before the reconsideration by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. I thought I heard 50-50. Let me make it 40-60. That for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenure of suspension, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration of this case by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. Nay. The ayes have it.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable, right? Totally unbelievable. I can't believe this.
If that is not abuse of power, I don't know what that is. Was it only me or those against the motion were more than those in favor? Yet, on camera, he said the ayes have it. If he would do this on camera as now we know why she also petitioned the Senate over Akpabio's abuse of power. So not just sexual harassment. Now, the important thing is, I believe that these men have successfully diverted our attention away from what Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan is actually fighting fighting for? Let's not forget that the genesis of this drama is that Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan said that the Senate President had been ignoring a motion that she was trying to push for months, for several months, which is to investigate corruption at the Ajaokuta Steel Company and whatever is preventing it from operating.
Yeah, which is the truth. She's been pushing for motion that is aimed at checkmating the operations that is happening at the Ajaokuta steel industry. And in fact, it's a very big motion. It's a motion that, if allowed, would have put so many Nigerians into business, like into employable opportunities within this particular industry. But no.
The very first time that many Nigerians got to know about Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan, by the way, was 7 years ago when she approached the Senate on the urgency of getting the steel company in Ajaokuta on its feet. She wasn't even holding any public office at the time. So that's just to show you how important Ajaokuta Steel is to her. And it's not just because it will provide employment opportunity for 10,000 people whenever they launch, and eventually 500,000 people, 500,000 people. But she's also advocating because it will give us a strong foundation for infrastructural development in Nigeria, because steel is a crucial material for building bridges, high-rise buildings, railways, and other large-scale structures, which will seriously boost our economy and industrial capacity and increase our export opportunities if we produce more steel than we need. This woman is trying so hard to get Ajaokuta Steel Company to work. If you don't know what that is, if you're not Nigerian, it is the biggest elephant project that we have in Nigeria, located on 59,300 acres of land, almost the size of Maldives Island in the Indian Ocean, which includes 800-acre plant and a town comprising of 10,000 houses, a hospital, and a school. At least 4,000 of those houses have been completed. It has 75 miles of internal roads and railroads, including the school, the library, the hospital for workers and their families, largely unused. Do you know that the clearance that was meant to store coal for the furnace is now being used as a cattle graze? This thing has been sitting there for 4 decades, guys, since it was built. The 1,500 people that are working there right now are there primarily to keep parts of the plant in serviceable condition. That is all they do. It is Nigeria's $8 billion steel plant.
Wow. And you can imagine the waste right now of this particular massive project built by the government as well. So that really is shocking. Like, whoever builds something with massive billions of naira, in fact billions of dollars going into it, and then later leaving it to be abandoned. Oh God, corruption is really eating deep into the fabrics of this country, Nigeria, and it's really a very appalling case right now. And this is one of the reasons why Senator Natasha is advocating for so many checkmating to be done on this particular project, so that it can become useful, fruitful, and something that can in turn out to become a blessing to the citizens of this country, especially those that also are seeking for employment, not to even mention the revenue generation aspect of it, that the country is going to be benefiting massively on every front from. Wow.
That has never produced steel. This is not the first time that this woman would move a motion to investigate alleged corruption that is preventing this company from operating, millions of dollars being siphoned in the name of trying to get it back on its feet. And she's calling for investigations. This headline that you are seeing on the screen is from February 2024. She's been shouting for a long time, but according to her, the Senate President is not interested. And this is one of the reasons why her people voted for her. She promised that she would do everything in her power to get this steel company to work. And she's trying to do that. And somebody is allegedly saying that she has to have an affair with him before they will take it up.
I wanted to move a motion for the investigation on the ills of corrupt practice in Ajaokuta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times. It was the 6th time that it was listed on the other paper that was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion is listed, just before he takes it, he will say, "Oh, Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the vote of the Senate does not accommodate it." Or he will speak on others and then let it drag so that just before my motion is taken, the time will be well spent. So he kept on doing that. I went to him in his office. You know how important it is to my people and to Nigerians. I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion. As a matter of fact, the number of senators told me, go and see him and meet with him so that he would take it. I was like, "Sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It's very important." He then said, "Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me, make me happy."
And according to her, even her husband went to London to speak with the Senate President to take this motion just so that Ajaokuta Steel Company can work. No, the Senate President...
Wow. And this really brings me to one particular thought about the whole thing. This is nothing but deep-seated, maybe institutional factor that is being tampered or hampered in a very, very big way. And you know, when institutions are tampered with, especially ones that should administer certain kind of decision making, it will come out inevitably to haunt and to hurt the citizenry and the nation. And that's why if you look at very strong nations, they have strong institutions that are not going to be hampered, they are not going to be touched, they are not going to give insulation to anyone, anyone that is just going to try to manipulate them. And that is there's really an institutional challenge in Nigeria right now.
The president is purposely ignoring something that is very, very important. And these are the allegations that this woman brought before the Senate. And they decided to suspend her for 6 months. After seeing how he lied publicly, I can definitely see how he would act like he wasn't hearing her or he didn't know about the motion and how he would ignore that motion. You would think they would all be passionate about this Ajaokuta Steel Company. And now that they have suspended her, who else is fighting for this steel company to work? They are not interested in getting it to work. Why oppose someone that is trying to get it to work? In the midst of all that, she's also executed several developmental projects in her constituency, way more than what the Senate President is doing in his own constituency. She's putting them to shame. She's exposing what is possible with the money that they are getting, and they are not using it for the development of their constituencies. But like she said, this injustice would not be sustained. Now the question is, does this mean that another 6 months will go by with no progress at the Ajaokuta Steel Company? That's exactly why it has been 4 decades, 40 years, that this steel company is just sitting there. And the whole of Kogi Central has just been silenced. They basically just suspended you by suspending your representative. What will you do about it? Above all, we desperately need women at the Senate now more than ever. And we're not talking about women who think that silence is good. I'm talking about women that will stand up for their rights. The only qualification is secondary school certificate, guys. Women, we need you. Your country needs you. Auntie Aisha Yusufu, yes, I am watching you on my plasma TV. When will you run? Your country needs you. Auntie Bukisho Nibare, yes, so bring back our girls. Auntie Bukola, this is when you will declare before election comes. Hey, yeah, Mama P on Instagram. Oh, shit. Hey. If you are not following this woman on Instagram, by the way, you are missing out big time. Go and follow her on Instagram. program, you will know why we need her at that Senate. My sister, you have to join a party now or form your own party. All of you, go and form your.
All right, guys. So really, besides her advocacy for women to join the seat of power, where they can vie for positions and also where their voices can be heard, for me, I think I have a rather different opinion about that. Why? Because I think it's time for the country to wake up, to work on its institutional values. Because even if this woman should come into this particular system to try to change the institution that is there, believe me, it will only end in more hurt for them. And if care is not taken, tarnishment of image. And also that brings me to another point. Sometimes in life, one has to brace up to really suffer for doing the right thing. And I think that is what Natasha is doing. Will Natasha submit an apology later to the Senate for what she did, for her accusations? Quite frankly, I don't think so. I don't see her submitting it today, tomorrow, or next. In fact, from the way I'm seeing it, she may even decide to maybe carry the cross of martyrdom, or rather carry the cross of suffering, in order that she may really prove her point. And that would have proven a very huge and big point to the Senate. I think, though on this particular scale, it may not be appreciated, but the time comes and the day comes when she will be acknowledged. I'm telling you, there's a way these things work. And maybe in time to come, more of this will spring up that will really cause her to be in a very better public limelight than she is right now. So on a very, very bold and front scale, I think what she really did, it's a big advice that it will come to pass and it will pay off someday. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell. Stay blessed.